Hello guys, Gladiator Bricks here, with a review on 3 figurines plus a talk to the subscribers. Now, before that, let's just start on this minifigures. I made some new kind of soldiers that I'm going to put in some of my stop motions. As you can see, this is kind of an ODST looking soldier. I actually made 2 of them, see? See? And of course I made another one, another soldier. I made 3 soldiers using old torsos from old space themes. These are all old space themed torsos, which are pretty easy to get nowadays because sometimes you will come upon a box of Legos and open it up and there's old space themes in there. There's old minifigure torsos in there. You may say that no, that's not possible, but the truth is it's very possible to get old themed torsos and such. That's how I got a bunch of torsos, old torsos, and in collections in a box of parts and pieces. Now you can also get them from, if you go to some stores and find bags of Legos, you can pick up like bags of Legos in a flea market or Goodwill. You sometimes will find minifigure parts and pieces that you never found, that you probably won't even recognize. And I will tell you, it's easy to find figurine torsos you don't remember, because if you're from the if you were born in the year 1995 like I was, or if you were born in the same year as my brother, or my dad. Actually, my dad was born long before Lego was created. So, either way, the fact is, it's been actually Lego's been around for pretty long. And I was born in 1995, so I lived through a lot of sets coming out that were old. This was when Lego first started up their adventure themes. When I was a kid, that's when Lego created their first adventure themes. Johnny Thunder, that was one of my favorite adventure themes. You're probably wondering how I got why I was such a big fan of it. To me, it was this. I was watching Young Indiana Jones. I was a big fan of Young Indiana Jones. Yeah, it was a bunch of videos that my dad used to get me from the library, so I would always be watching them, and it was like I was on the edge of my seat. I was a kid. I just loved them. It was war movies. It was combat. It had a lot of fight scenes in them sometimes. But the problem was there was a lot of talking in it, so halfway through it, you would probably get bored and walk out of the room. But the fight scenes were worth just sitting around waiting. There was, of course, some of the oldest known hats and pieces. I'm going to start showing hats I have not seen in Lego lately. Give me a second. How'd that minifigure hit down there? Okay, here it is. These are all hats I have not seen in Lego for a long time. The Australian hat. I call it that because it's got an Australian look about it. As you can see, I have a bunch of these actually. A few of these, quite a few. And I probably will make some Australian-based World War II soldiers. So, with these, because I got quite a few. But the fact is, I also have an old Knight's helmet. That has actually came in some sets, but the newer Knight helmets have replaced it. I used to call it the fish face helmet. And of course, the Power Miners helmet. Haven't seen this in any new themes yet lately. Of course, then there's this piece. have not seen this period in any new themes. I haven't even seen this in any themes. I called it the... I used to use this on a custom Daniel Boone minifigure I used to have before I got the Wily Fusebot minifigure. But of course, there are other themes that were out, that came out, that a lot of you, if you were born in probably in the 2000, if you were born in the 2000s, you probably wouldn't have known about these some of the themes. Probably, I think Johnny Thunder was out for a while. I'm not very smart when it comes to history on Lego. In fact, most of my knowledge comes from actual Lego books that I take the time to read. I like to read a lot of Lego books, so I'm a big fan of Lego. If I could look up history on it, I would. Of course, here's an actual fact, though, I'd like to point out. People say Lego is too expensive. My opinion, I don't see it as too expensive sometimes. There are some sets that are actually worth the money that Lego's asking for them. But in my opinion, people who say that need to look at how Lego is made. How long it takes to make... I mean, what kind of plastic is used in a Lego brick? Now you're probably wondering what I mean by that. I'm saying a Lego brick is a non-toxic plastic. Non-toxic means it would probably not be, if a kid by accident ate it or something, it wouldn't really kill them, but it would not be dangerous for them. Some other toys they use normal plastics. So like action figures and other stuff. In fact, I had a friend who actually had an action figure that gave him lead poisoning. So either way, it takes a lot of actual fact when people say that Lego's too expensive. I take the time to point out action figures that people spend over $3,000 for. I mean, I'm talking about, there's these limited edition action figures. They're about this size, and they're really expensive. That's what I'm pointing out right there. I point that out, and I said, what kind of idiot would buy that? A collector. People who love Lego are not crazy or anything. It's a hobby. An awesome hobby that everyone in the Lego community loves to build. Everyone who builds a creation. It doesn't matter what they build. A car. Lego gives them the ability to do things that they can't do with normal toys. I mean, your imagination can go 2 times the size of anyone. And of course, that means with Lego, kids can build anything from their imagination. So they can build a skyscraper, they can build a car, they can build a tank. That's my personal favorite thing I'm still working on, a tank. They can build an anti-aircraft tank. Anti-aircraft gun, They can build spaceships. They can build an army of minifigures. They can build just about anything from their imagination. Can be built with Lego. And of course there are other themes that Lego makes that people have an unlimited amount of themes to actually pick from in Lego. Sadly, there are some themes people can't pick because they're discontinued. But some people are still fans of these same themes and they'll still buy them off the internet. Now, there are several themes I wish Lego would go back to making. The Johnny Thunder themes were awesome. They need to bring back Johnny Thunder. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but in Dino Attack, there's actually a character who's related to Johnny Thunder. So, in the newer Dino Attack sets, which I missed out on them because I wasn't into Lego back then. Back in that time. I was still into Sonic action figures. I still have a whole box this big of just Sonic action figures. And I'm actually planning on selling those if I ever get a chance. I might actually, if this channel was not just, if I didn't have this channel Lego and brick building only, I'd take them out and review them to show you guys just what I had. Oh boy. I mean, you wouldn't believe just how many I have. And that. Whew. Of course, there's also a bunch of other things I was into. Army men. Anything combat related. I was also way too into video games. Way too into them. So I was actually kaboom. So either way, then later on I got back into Legos. But it took one Lego set to actually get me back into Lego. And it was a Ninja set. It was a Ninjago set. I will admit it. Even though I'm not a fan of Ninjago, I will admit to that fact. Then later on it was other themes. I mean, every single second a new theme came out. Marvel, DC, everything it just started coming out little by little, and my mind began to get blown as more new sets came out. And then one day it happened. Lego Ninja Turtles came out, and I was like, for me, I had a huge collection of Ninja Turtles still back then. But when that came out, I was excited. The first set I bought was a Michelangelo set, and I played with Michelangelo day in and day out. In fact, his teeth are actually almost, all the paint on his mouth is almost missing because he's wore out. But I still have all 4 of my Ninja Turtles, as well as 2 others from the movie set. Oh boy. Either way, talking about this. Anyways, if you guys want to ask me questions about anything Lego related, or Mega Block related, or anything related, I mean, just don't ask me personal questions, but ask me questions about, I will answer as many of the questions and comments as you guys post, because I am willing to talk. Because I am one of those YouTubers who will answer every single request, and I'll even answer questions. I will answer comments. And you guys have probably already noticed it, because I answer all your comments. If you say, awesome video, I say thank you. Most YouTubers ignore the comments, but I actually go ahead and comment back. I'm happy to answer comments. I'm happy to answer questions. To me, comments and questions are the best thing are my favorite thing to do. And of course, anyways, now, of course, there's a lot of old sets I'm still wishing I could get my hands on. But most of them are Rock Rider sets. I still have that one Rock Rider's Rock Monster. Yep, he's still in there too. And he's still in the collection. Well, anyways, that's it for today. Comment, subscribe, share this video, and let me know in the comments what you think of the full entire story I told you, and the figurine.